Hi and welcome back to my session, Learn at Cloud Analytics. As continuation to our GitLab series, in today's session we would be talking about how do we download and install Git, and then we'll also try to create a project in the Git, and we'll try to perform the commit and push operations to uh, make the changes respective on the GitLab. So let's get started. So as a first step, let's go ahead and try to download and install Git using this below URL. So I'll quickly open a browser and we'll try to navigate to that specific. I'll just type git-scm on the Google browser, and it would allow me to select this particular website. So I'll just go to this first website. So as you can see, this is the Git website where you would be allowed to download. So I'll just hit on download for Windows. So it would automatically identify based on my current OS. So I'll just hit on download. So it is taking a few seconds to get this downloaded. So as it does, so we'll wait. Yeah. So it's downloaded. So I'll just hit on this exe file and try to install this. So it's a very simple process to install this. I'll just leave the initial or the default selections as is. So I'll just leave with the default location with the C folder or the C drive, and I'm not going to make any changes over here, so I'll just leave it as is. And yeah, so I'm not doing any changes. I'm just leaving with the default selections as it is populating on my screen. So I'll just install this. So let's go back to the presentation. So once that is being installed, we would need to verify the installation on a machine. So what I would do is I'll just go to the command prompt, and I'll just open a command prompt and hit the command git version, and that should allow me to see the version of the git that has been configured. So if we do not have any git configured on a system, then that would throw us an error. So this confirms that we do have this git being configured successfully. Okay, so next we will go through a couple of commands to see and try to understand how do we commit and push this to GitLab. So as part of this, let's use some of the commands here. So the first command that we will be using is git config hyphen hyphen global user.name and specify a username. Okay, so it has taken our username. So now what we can do is I'll just say git config hyphen hyphen global user.name. So you see it has taken my name. Now we will run the other command for adding the user email. So I'll just say git config hyphen hyphen global user.email, and I'll just give that email address and hit on enter. So now you can also verify this by saying git config hyphen hyphen global user dot email, and then hit on enter. So now you can see that it has considered both the inputs that we provided, so it has all the information here. And if you also enter the other command, which is global list, that would give you all the information about your username, your email address, as well as the password. So with that you would be able to identify if all the information has been saved properly. Okay, so then we will look at other steps that we would need to consider. So let's create a demo project for this purpose, where we try to commit and push those changes to the repository. So for this purpose, I will use a demo project by name. So I have created a projects folder within documents folder, and I would need to create another folder within this. So I'll just create another folder and give a name as GitLab. Now within this GitLab folder, I'll create another subfolder by a name, my first project. Okay, so I'll just navigate to this my first project, and what I would try to do is I'll just copy this location of this folder. So I'll just go to this browser pane here, and I'll just select the path of this location and come back to my command prompt. So let's see what are the steps that we would need to perform here. So before that, we would need to go to the specific location to make any commit or push commands for our GitLab. So for that, I'll just quickly go to the GitLab command prompt and try to navigate to the folder which we've created now. So I'll just hit on cd and specify the path. So I'll just give that path. So now I'm on the same project folder location, and now what we do is we'll try to initialize git. So I'll just say git init, and that would help us to initialize git. So as you can see, the initialization has been completed successfully. Now what we can do is we can check the status to it. So git status, and that would allow us to see what are the commits that we've performed till now, and if there are any changes that we have performed. So all these can be tracked by hitting this command called git status. So since we have not yet done anything, or we have not yet committed any changes to this code, so so it has left with nothing to commit. So in order to perform the commit, what we would need to do is, so we would need to add this. So what I would do is I'll just create a dummy so within this .git folder, so this is a hidden file that gets created the moment we hit on get init. So if this is not visible by default, what you can do is you can just go to this view tab and hit on show hidden folders, and that should allow you to see all your hidden folders within this particular folder or the project. Now within this, I would you can see all these have been created by default. So what you should do is I'll just go back to this my first project, and I'll create a new file. So I'll just create a text file with the name as readme, and hit on enter. So this is a readme.txt file that has been created. So now what I would do is I would go back to my command prompt and try to execute the next command. So the next command is trying to add this new file that we have created, right? So in order to add a file to our git repository, we would need to use a command called git space add, and then specify the file name. So I could directly specify readme.txt here to add this file to my git, or if there are multiple files that you would need to include here, then the best option that would be is just specify git add and then dot, and that should consider all the files within that specific project. Okay, so now let's try to commit this. So we'll try to use other command to commit, to add a message to our folder, or to that respective file that we pushed or committed. So I'll just say git commit hyphen m and provide a message which is a meaningful message, so that the respective developer or the other users would be able to understand what did this commit relate to. So I'll just say um, my first project. So I'm just giving a dummy message here for a readability purpose and for this demo purpose. So I'll just hit on enter. So now all these changes have been considered here, and now let's try to push this to our Git repository. So for this, we would need to use our URL that we've had on the GitLab, so that all the commit changes that we performed on the Git would be pushed on the GitLab repository. So I would use this command called git push hyphen u, and we would need to specify the URL. So for that, I would navigate back to my browser where we had my GitLab account being created. So I'll just select this my first project URL. I'll just copy this. So you can do it in two ways. One is that you can just go navigate to that respective project and copy the link on the browser, or if you just scroll through that page, you will find a clone. You just click on this clone drop down and just you find this clone with https, so you can just copy this file, path, and use it in your command prompt. So in either ways that should work. So I'll just come back to this command prompt and say git push hyphen u and specify the URL, and then you can just specify it as master. Okay, so now as you can see, it is asking us to authenticate ourselves to log into GitLab and make these push changes. So what do I do? So we'll just say like, okay, sign in with browser. Okay, so I'll just log in and hit on sign in. Okay, so now that's successful. So it was able to so that had been able to execute that push. So now what we can do is we'll just quickly navigate to that my first project ka folder that we've created on GitLab. So I'll just refresh this page, and if you just come down, you should be able to see your changes that we've performed now. So you can see that we had this readme dot file being created, and it's been made available here with the information, right? So this is how you can be able to commit and push this code onto your GitLab through Git. So I hope this is useful for you in the session. So in the in the next sessions, we will be looking at more commands from Git and GitLab, and we'll also try to look at advanced topics as well. So please stay tuned to this channel, and if you like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share. And talk to you again in the next session. Thank you.